horror, kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors, it's going to be Steven here, and welcome to a rather interesting review here for you folks. Today I have a review of a third-party-ish, kind of, sort of, not really, I don't know, it's going to be a review of Diablo from Activision. I'm going to make a comment a little bit later from the Diablo game, or more formally, Hero Toys. Yes, that's right. That's what it is formally called. Hero Toys' Big Devil. So with this release, it actually has a little bit of an interesting story, because initially it was underneath one company. I guess it got canceled and then it popped up again. But now it is finally here, popping up on a few different sites, including AliExpress, which would never buy there. Actually, you can get lucky. And then 5K Toys in the US, but they have since sold out. Now, with that being said, a lot of folks have been worried because do you buy stuff like this? Is this going to be of any quality? Well, with the Figma Doom guy and McFarlane doing their stuff, it's a prime time to pick this up, even though it is from Diablo proper. So let's take a look to see whether or not it's going to be worth adding into your collection. All right, so this is something that I absolutely want to get out of the way right at the top of the review. This is meant to be Diablo, okay? So Diablo, we know it, the video game franchise. When Diablo came out, I really didn't have access to it, didn't have a gaming PC. Console-wise, never really had access to those types. I never really wanted to play it, and when I first had access to it, a better gaming PC, consoles that may have access to it, that's sort of when ActiBlizzard happened, and, incoming phrasing in 3, 2, 1, Bobby Kotick, not going to support that. So with that being said, I don't know too much about Diablo, but Big Devil, that's what I'm here for, Big Devil. And I do have to say that Hero Toys definitely nailed this one for the looks, and I have to say that I am very impressed, and that's where the price is going to come into play here. For about $100 or so, north of that, if you will, looks-wise, this figure is good. There's going to be very minimal quality control issues throughout the figure, and that's mostly going to come from the finer details, such as needing to put little red and orange lines, most specifically on the black or so spikes and horns on the figure, but that's mostly forgivable, considering that's going to be finely detailed masking stuff on something that's going to be mass-produced. Also of note, for those spikes, the number one concern is going to be how sharp are those spikes and so forth, when I have to say, pretty much not very sharp, but they are going to be, well, pointy. If you put your hand on them, you can definitely hurt yourself, but they do have some give. And I'm going to show you that a little bit in the articulation section. But back to the sculpt and the paint, as we pretty much already saw with the close-up shots, the central horn for Big Devil is going to be made of translucent plastic. So yay, it's going to catch light in a nice, unique way, and it looks very good. When we continue to take a look throughout the figure, we do have the torso of the Big Devil here. We do have the underbelly, I guess you might call it the effective plastron area if this were a turtle. That's the best way to describe it. We do have some nicely well-defined red paint, as well as a nice sort of beige paint application that blends in really well with the red that is there. Moving on down throughout the rest of the figure, again, we have some black paint application that is really a nice striking contrast throughout the rest of the figure, and it really hones in the idea that this may be obsidian that can only be found in the depths of hell. Realistically speaking, this is a fantastic looking figure, and we're going to talk about the price when we wrap this review up. All right, articulation, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by the spikes. So there's a lot. We've gone on long enough. You haven't seen the actual raw stuff that I've recorded out of sync, so let's talk. The jaw opens and closes on a hinge, as you can see there, which is really cool. And the horns here, they actually swivel on, pegs. So this way they can spin all the way around. So this way you can have your Big Devil have his horns go all the way up, which I think that's pretty cool. So as you can kind of see here, that's what I'm kind of talking about for the spikes. They do have sort of a rubber quality to them, but at the same time, they are sharp and they will hurt you. But, it's something you can grab, but they do have some give to them. Anyway, head is going to be connected to the neck on a ball joint, so we can look up about that far, look down about that far, look to the left, look to the right, all that good stuff, and spin all the way around, which is going to be the most important thing. For the shoulders, they are going to swivel around, and then they are going to hinge up to T-pose just a little bit. Not a whole heck of a lot, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. It looks like there's a cut for a bicep swivel, so that indicates to me at some point during development that was something that was considered, but ultimately it was not. But what we do have is we do have a single hinge elbow that doesn't really have a true 90 degree, but we have a good enough range of movement there. Again, rather soft, but still spiky. But here is where we're going to have a swivel at the elbow, so this way we do get some range of movement there. We do have swivels and hinges for the wrists, and that is going to be the case for both sets of hands that we do get. Cool. For the ab crunch, it is going to be a ball joint. And as you can see here, we get some good rocking movement from side to side, forward and back. Whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that. All right, so that's pretty cool. For the hips, you can actually see they are on ball joints, which is good. So with that little slit there, you can kick out to the side about that much, about that far forward, and at an angle that far back. Let me go ahead and swivel the arm out of the way. There we go. You can actually see the pins, which I don't know why we're still doing that in 2023, but nevertheless, double hinge knees. And something that I think I forgot to make mention, we do have dedicated thigh swivels that allow you to spin the leg all the way around, which is cool. About halfway down the leg on the shin, we do have a hinge, which I don't know really what it's meant to do, because it moves, but in a seemingly non-meaningful way. It doesn't really want to move on mine, despite that I've used heat. Anyway, we do have a traditional ankle joint, which has a hinge, and an ankle rocker swivel, which actually this ankle hinge is more like a ratchet joint. You can see that it has fixed range. And then toe hinge. Cool. Tail. The tail was detached in the box, so that's something to keep in mind. And then we have full segmentation. Sometimes the ball joints like to pop off. Sometimes they don't. But guess what? It's very easy. Whoop. We'll do it live. To pop it right back into place. And pretty solid range of movement. And you can see how much I'm stressing it for it to pop off. So that is good. See what I mean? So the range of movement on this big devil is good. However, what's going on here? Neck could be a little better. What's going on here? Yeah. Good, but also very small legs, and eventually will have weak joints over time compared to this ginormous, heavy top and no support stands. Something to keep in mind. Accessories time, and here's kind of where I get a little bit weak, because all right, so first and foremost, we get the mask. I don't really know what the mask is for, but I really hate to say it. It doesn't matter, and they really should not have included it. Why do I say that? Well, it was there when I got this. I got this out of the box, but once I took the mask off, it pinwheels. Basically, there's no reason to use the mask. It doesn't stay on. It doesn't look good otherwise, unless I force it and keep it there. It is what it is. Now, they promoted this as a pre-order only bonus. I didn't pre-order. It just popped up. We get Kainai's Cube, or, if you wanted to play pretend, the Soul Cube from Doom 3. Pretty much the same on all sides, except for the one. It's cool. It's neat. It's there. Big accessory. We get a flame breath effect. Ooh, Diablo. Oh, the big devil shooting flames. Neat. Cool. I like this effect. I like this accessory. Cool to have. Then the big devil is going to come with fists, and not just blade hands. Good to see here. Here are going to be some action shots with all of these accessories used in some way, shape, or form. I would say we can go ahead and drop the mask, and we can drop the cube altogether and throw in some extra fire effects. I think we all win there. I think that's something that we would all like. But nevertheless, this is meant to be Diablo. hey, Diablo fans, this time for you to eat, all right? If you need other effect parts or support stands, we're going to talk a bit more. You know I got videos to help you out. Size comparison, Big Devil is the name-o. It's a big figure. So if you're looking for something to terrorize your other characters, your hero figures, then congratulations. This is going to be one to get. I'm going to draw a few more seconds out here for the size comparison. Okay, so buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. So in the US, we did have 5K Toys who was looking to go ahead and get this to retail for, about $100 or so. And then we had shipping, which varied from place to place. I think one person I know who got this was about $15. You could get this on AliExpress, which I did, and I paid about $130 for everything. The box on mine was completely destroyed. That being said, though, supply is really starting to dry up, so price is going to continue to go north. And sometimes with these not third-party companies, if you will, they're not that great in communicating with more production run stuff happening, and if they do communicate, their outlets are very limited. So will we have more? Will there be a repaint? Will there be? We don't really know at this time. Of course, information changes day by day. With that being said, I showed you a side-by-side and the size comparison with McFarlane's Violator. It's very difficult to say that this is going to be worth double the price of Violator, or even 2.5 times the price of Violator. Considering Violator is when it stands fully up with all the joints fully extended, even bigger, so the reason that I picked this up is because I wanted another demon for my Doom Marines to fight collectively. And I needed a devil. Big Devil, it fits the bill. Okay, let's go. If you're not a fan of Diablo and you don't need a big devil figure and you're just kind of thinking, I want what the influencers have, pump the brakes, look at what I presented, and really think if you want to drop the cash on this thing. Because if you're not sold because you legitimately want this, chances are, maybe you should save your money. Why? With inflation, recession, everything going on, buy smart. Don't just buy willy-nilly. Good figure. Do you need it? Evaluate and then make your purchase.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.